Amanda.
Laura.
Oh, you have no idea how much I miss saying that.
I don't know. You've had some pretty good guests.
I did, but it's not the same. It's not the same. I miss my Amanda. I miss the cats, even.
Oh, yeah. I miss having them interrupt everything as well.
That's right. Yeah. Are you in your teepee?
No.
Oh.
I'm not. Because it's not summer anymore, so it's not hot. It's actually really cold. So I have all the windows closed and I don't have the air conditioning on. So I don't know if I need to be in my teepee.
So teepee is just for summer-related activities.
Right. It's just when it's loud in here.
So basically, when we'll know it's summer is when you go back into the teepee.
Exactly. I'm like the groundhog, but reverse.
Exactly. Well, no. Are we getting more summer? Let's see. Is the teepee out? So we want to welcome you guys to what we're calling Msunderestimated at Home. It's going to be a spin-off of our Msunderestimated hockey one, which I guess we're calling what, like At the Rink?
I guess, or just the original.
Or the original what?
Original flavor.
Original. That's right. That's right. And this is a spin-off, not a sequel, because those are always worse than the original. This is a spin-off. Yeah, usually. Yeah. This is like, what's a good spin-off? Oh, Frasier. And what was the one? Yeah, like Cheers and Frasier.
What?
Right? That was a spin-off. That was a good spin-off.
I guess. I haven't seen either of those, though. So.
Okay, well, is there any spin-off that you saw that was actually decent?
Actually, you know what? I think Blackish is about to have a spin-off where Yara Shahidi or whatever her name is, she's going to college, so she's getting her own show.
Oh.
I think that'll be good.
There you go. We're like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are we talking about in Msunderestimated at Home?
Everything that's not hockey. Basically, we're going to talk about music, we're going to talk about TV, we're going to talk about food, obviously, because we're us. We're going to talk about books, we're going to talk about podcasts, we're going to talk about fashion, we're going to talk about current events, we're going to talk about makeup, we're going to talk about what else? I think that's it. Everything.
All right, can you give us a relationship status update on you and hockey, please?
Yeah, I DTMFA'd.
You dumped the motherfucker already?
I did. I swiped hard left.
Hard left. We stole that from Brenton. Brenton, well done. That was a good one.
Which one? The swipe left?
The swipe left. I said to him that you dumped hockey, and he said she swiped left for hockey, and then he's like I'm trying to sound cool by knowing what that means, but I'm not on Tinder, so I don't know. But basically, you broke up with them. You dumped the motherfucker already.
Exactly. It wasn't working out. They weren't meeting my needs.
You know what, guys? Part of being an adult is knowing when to move on.
Yep.
I, however, am still stuck in a somewhat abusive relationship with hockey. I'm not there yet. Someday, any day. You know what? I'm not in an abusive relationship with hockey. You know what I am? I'm in a marriage of convenience with hockey. I'm using hockey for what it can give me, and vice versa. But I'm not in love with hockey. I'm not in love with the NHL. I'm just using it for what it can give me. And we're in like a marriage of convenience, like a green card marriage almost.
I feel like that's exactly what the NHL is doing with you, so it's only fair.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true, right? That's exactly. They don't love me. They're just using me for my money. Oh my God. They don't
the crap we think.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Oh no. You just blew my mind with that one there. I'm going to have to think about this more deeply later. While I'm cursing the Penguins, probably.
Yep.
Oh my God. You know what I could use? You know what I feel like? Okay. We can't have a podcast that's us and not have it be primarily about food, you guys. Like, if you tuned in and expected anything else, I don't even know what to say about you, frankly.
Totally.
So, I just want soup.
Yeah, and dessert.
Really?
I've been trying to think of what I'm going to make for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And it was between caramel apple pie, pumpkin spice fudge, or snickerdoodle bars.
What?
I know. So I need to make, my sister said she wanted snickerdoodle bars, so I'm going to try to make them sometime this week as like a dry run to make sure I don't make them for the first time and then they suck at Thanksgiving. So I'm going to try them this week.
I've never even heard of a snickerdoodle, let alone a snickerdoodle bar.
What?
It sounds like a dog, like a form of poodle.
Oh my God.
No?
Snickerdoodles are my favorite cookie. They're so good. They're like cinnamon sugar cookie deliciousness.
So it's a cookie
with
what on it?
It's like a cinnamon sugar cookie. It's so good.
I can't. You're gonna have to send me a picture. Even then, if I think cinnamon, I think cinnamon bun. So you're gonna have to top cinnamon bun if you're making me eat cinnamon.
No, it's a cookie. It's not like a bun.
But for me, it's more like spice flavored. If I'm eating cinnamon, it'll be in bun form only.
Yeah. All right. Well, not for you, but I love some snickerdoodles. They're delicious.
I'm actually not going through a sweet phase. I'm during summer, it's like I don't want to eat anything that isn't barbecued, and during winter, all I want to eat is soup.
Yeah.
Every soup, all the soups.
I've been doing hardcore manual labor at a farm, and I made chili yesterday after 7 hours of farm work. I got home and ate chili. It was like the best idea I've ever had in my whole life.
Do you do chili with like beans or without beans?
Yeah, with beans.
With beans. Mm.
Beans, jalapenos, meat, red pepper, green pepper, garlic. I put fresh herbs in there, and it was good.
You lost me at the jalapenos because I'm the least spicy Latin that you've ever met in your whole life.
Oh, God, I love spicy.
Yeah, no, I can't. It's
the recipe only called for one, and I put 3 in there.
Oh, my God. It
was so good. And I actually didn't think it was spicy at all, so there's that.
You know why I don't like spicy? It makes my nose run. It's not even about the flavor. It's just so annoying afterwards that my nose is running forever. And it's like, you are so not worth it, spicy stuff.
So worth it. So yummy. No. I did burn my tongue, like on the heat of it, though.
Yeah.
Because I was so hungry. Because I went to the farm. I ate breakfast. But all I ate from 7:30 till like 3:30 was an orange. So I was like ravenous when I got home. I ate so much chili last night.
I'm alternating between cream of broccoli soup, which I love, and like a tortilla soup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why, but it's like, I don't know that for all winter long, I'm probably not going to eat anything except for maybe I'll throw some chicken in here and there. Yeah. But I have a feeling that's like pretty much all I'm going to be eating during that. Maybe a snickerdoodle once you send me one.
Have you ever had baked potato soup?
No. What's that?
Yeah.
And why don't I know what that is?
On that. It's so good.
Where do you put the sour cream?
On top after you make it.
Oh, my God.
It's like a topping.
That's crazy. That sounds crazy good.
It's really good. I highly recommend that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I broke out the slow cooker, so it's officially starting to be winter. It was 19 degrees on the farm yesterday.
Because Groundhog Amanda says that winter has officially started.
Yep, I'm out of my cocoon, so that means winter has started.
Oh my God. I bought more tea.
Oh my God.
I did another business trip specifically that was tea related. I'm all happy, proud of my tea. I bought another 2 pounds of it. I almost bought 4 pounds of it, but I thought that might be excessive in one trip.
Yeah, you're going to have to find a room in your house that's just for tea.
Yeah, it's called the freezer right now.
Because it's going to be like a library just full of tea.
And then they're saying to me, it only lasts a certain amount of time. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That peppermint taste is going to last forever. I'll still be using it 15 years from now. Your timeline doesn't apply to me, tea people.
Totally. I don't know about tea, like going, yeah, whatever. I imagine it loses a little bit of like the punch, but come on, people.
Yeah, I'm not in it for the caffeine. It's decaffeinated, this one.
Yeah.
So while I'm crossing border patrol, the woman's like, okay, so you have to fill out that form and all that stuff. And she's like, well, what are you declaring? And I said, 2 pounds of Tivana, whatever tea. And she's like, you didn't put that in the plant section. And I'm like, what? And she's like, that's a plant. You have to declare tea as a plant that you're entering in the country. And I'm like, you want me to declare a tea from a company that's run by Starbucks as like something that I'm bringing into the country? You think you have to worry about? She's being a total bitch. And then she looks at the amount and she's like, is this American? Because you didn't convert it into Canadian. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, they didn't provide me with a currency calculator on the plane.
Oh my God.
Oh, I was like, really, bitch? Seriously?
That's so annoying.
I'm like, way to ruin my tea high. What the hell?
I'm surprised she doesn't just like 2 pounds. Jesus.
I know.
That's what I would have said.
Yeah, I was just like, wait. Honestly, I was like all happy about my tea. She totally killed my buzz.
Oh my God.
I know. It was very sad. That's very sad. But so you are working on a farm, which is like amazing.
A horse rescue.
That is so cool.
It's the most incredible thing ever. Yeah. It's all horses that are severely abused and neglected. And they rehabilitate them and then they adopt them out. And we got 3 new ones yesterday and I cried. It was like the most horrible thing ever.
Oh.
They were like you could see every bone in their body. It was horrible. And they were trying to eat their shavings in their stalls because they were starving. It was awful.
I know what's crazy about that is that like you buy a horse, you spend all this money on it. How does somebody treat anything like that? Let alone, like, I don't understand it.
I think they were retired racehorses, so they weren't making any more money for them, and so I think they were just put in a pasture and left, basically. I don't know. So it was awful.
It's horrible. But
now they're in a happy place, and hopefully they'll get better.
Yeah, well, that's what you're there for. You're nursing them back to health. You told me much more about horse urine than I think I ever wanted to know in my life. But good for you for doing that.
Yeah, I've been shoveling a lot of poop.
I can't. I didn't even like changing a diaper. But I suppose since you're used to the diaper changing stuff, that part would not be so startling.
And I've had horses since I was like 5 years old, so I'm really used to it. I like the smell of like horses is super like soothing to me.
Yeah. You know what's soothing to me?
Soup and chili.
Well, yeah, but also Drake.
Oh, really? That must be a Canadian thing. I don't experience Drake calmness here in the United States.
I had an Uber driver yesterday. It was like the best Uber driver that I think I have ever had. And he just moved to Canada from Paris and is like, and he speaks French, but his English is actually quite good. And he said he only started speaking English about 4 months ago, right? So he says he moves to Canada and he's like, and I'm like, you knew about Montreal, right? Like the place where they all speak. And I'm like, did you think that all of Canada spoke French? And he's like, yeah, I get to Canada, I go to border control. And he's like, in French, like, welcome to Canada. We're so glad to have you. And I'm like, did they give you like a puck and like a whatever? And he's like, oh yeah, they're totally so welcoming. And he's like, I love Canada. It's going to be amazing here. Everybody speaks French. It's going to be amazing. And then he gets to a cab. The cab driver doesn't even like pop open the lid thing for him to put his stuff away. And he like wouldn't, he doesn't speak any, no, we don't speak French at all, even though we've been learning it since grade 1. But he was just so funny. And he was talking about how, he's like, Drake is the ambassador of Canada, right? And I'm like, what?
Oh my God.
And he's like, everybody loves Canada because of Drake. I did not know this. Could be worse. Could be Bieber, right?
Oh yeah, that's definitely worse. But I think people think Drake is like a total wonk.
What? What wonk? Yeah. In what way?
They just think he's like a cheese ball. I guess, yeah, cheese ball is probably the best way to describe it.
But he is. Well, but
he's just corny.
Well, but isn't that what it means to be Canadian? Think of a Canadian, aren't we all?
That's true. He is like a hard Canadian.
He is the hardest of all Canadians. That's how soft we are.
Oh man, that's so good.
So he had a highlight moment this week. Did you see those pictures of him with like the girl from, I was gonna say little girl, but she's like 13 now. From Stranger Things?
Yeah, Millie Bobby Brown.
What?
That's her name. Millie Bobby Brown.
Is that her name for real?
Yeah.
No, I don't understand. Yeah. Is that like a first name and a middle name, or a hyphenated first name, or is that like a hyphenated last name?
I have absolutely no idea. Whenever they say her name, they always say her full name.
Oh no.
So I don't know. But yeah, it's a lot of name for a small girl.
That is That's a whole lot of name.
Yeah.
But,
And well, her name is like Millie Bobby Brown. And then the guy who's like the main kid on the show is like Finn Wolf or like Phineas or Finnegan Wolfhard. So it's like they all have intense names.
He's Canadian. I say that because as a Canadian, we have like a sixth sense of whenever someone is Canadian, we have to mention it by law.
Canadar?
Yeah. That's hilarious. Oh my god.
I know. Oh my god. Yeah, that is totally true though. Anytime you mention anyone famous to a Canadian who's also Canadian, they're like, he's Canadian, she's Canadian, they're Canadian.
By law.
I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we have to say that. Also, did you know Aldo's was Canadian? Yeah, that's right. Now you do.
What is?
Aldo's, the shoe store.
Oh. Yeah. All right.
Do you want me to give you a list of other retailers that are also Canadian that maybe you did not know about?
All right.
Really?
No. Okay. No. We're good.
Anybody from Baltimore that maybe you would like to mention? No?
No, we're all right.
No, we're good?
Nope.
So I sent you a video of the Stranger Things kids on James Corden.
Does he have his own show?
Yeah, apparently he does. I don't know how I didn't know about this.
I know. I just started DVRing that, even though I don't have time to watch TV.
And it's not even the one of him in the car singing stuff either.
Yeah, because I think that was part of a different show.
Yeah. But, so he did like this skit thing and then of him and the Stranger Things cast being in a Motown band. And then they all audition for Stranger Things and all of them get it. Except for him. He's dressed up as 11, by the way. It's hilarious. You should watch it. And then,
I think I've seen still photos of that, actually.
Oh, it's so good. And then in the middle of it, they actually sing. And they all can sing.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
See, that doesn't shock me. Because I feel like anyone who becomes a famous actor got their start in, like, theater. And they were probably doing musical theater and singing. So, I don't know. I always just assume every actor can sing. No,
I get offended. I'm like, well, you're like good looking and you can act and now you can sing? Like, bitch, sit down. Like, honestly, I'm done with you. Seriously. Yeah. What more is there? You're going to start a clothing line now? You're 12. Sit down.
They probably are, to be honest. Yeah. They're taking over the world, those 12-year-olds.
Look, that Finn one, like I told you, I think he is... he's adorable. He is absolutely adorable.
I can't stand it.
But my God, that kid is on the borderline of being more in love with himself than anybody I have. I mean, you had a good point. They're 13.
Yeah.
Who's more in love with themselves than when they're 13?
Yeah, I was an asshole when I was 13.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of am now, but I was definitely when I was 13.
I don't think he's being an asshole, but I'm just like, oh, you love yourself so much. Oh my God, you are too cool for school. And the thing is that he is too cool for school.
He's definitely not in school.
No, he is not. He's literally, I think, to me, the second that I saw him sing that stuff, I'm like, oh my God, you should be like in a rock band, but like a 90s British rock band. You know, kind of moody.
I hate to do this to you, but I totally think he is in a rock band, actually.
Is he really?
Yeah.
He's not. Oh my God. Well, you know what? I'm not at all surprised.
Yeah, he totally looks like he should be in a rock band.
It's the hair and the cheekbones.
And the lips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you? Sure. He's got that like early Keanu Reeves type thing.
Yeah, he's adorable.
He's gonna take over the world, and he's gonna get to that point where you either love him. He's gonna be like basically the Taylor Swift of boys.
Yeah. If I was 13, I would write him fan.
Totally. Absolutely, totally. Completely.
I would be buying Tiger Beat or whatever that magazine was.
Wait till he can grow a beard. I can't even imagine.
Nah, I'm not into the beard thing.
I can't even. It's like saying you don't like ice cream.
Fair enough.
Well,
you were saying something about them with autographs, right? Like people were like yelling at them.
Oh yeah, I read about this thing because other celebrities were defending him online because apparently there's these grown ass adults that wait in front of that wait in front of the hotel rooms for the Stranger Things kids hotels, and then yell at them if they won't sign for them.
That's weird.
Like, how sad does your life have to be if you're berating a 12-year-old because he won't sign an autograph for you? That's just...
Also, like, I've heard hockey players talk about all the time where, like, they know if you're, like, if you're going to, like, sell the stuff that you're having signed. Yeah. Like, if you're an autograph seeker and that's, like, your job and you get autographs from people that sell the merchandise. So they're always like, yeah, we always avoid those. But, like, we can tell who you are and we avoid them. Yeah. So that's probably totally who these people were.
Did you hear about the Nick Bonino prank?
No.
Okay, so it's like, just an FYI, guys. It's not like we're never going to talk about hockey. It's just that, like, Amanda doesn't watch hockey, so it doesn't make sense for her to keep doing the other podcast because she can't really talk about the... But it's not like she's going to pretend hockey never happened or anything like that. So you don't mind talking about, like, okay. So for Halloween, the Nashville Predators Halloween party, Nick Bonino and his wife dressed up as fans. And then we're, like, asking for fans for all the players as they go into the thing. And then PK Subban was taping the whole thing. So all these people, like, refused to sign for them or signed for them going into it and had no idea it was them. It's actually really funny.
That is really funny.
Yeah.
I love Nick Bonino. He seems like such a good human.
He does, right? Plus the Amish beard. How can you not?
Yeah, it's so Amish. Oh. Like, he looks totally different with his helmet off. It's so weird. Like, that's not what you'd expect him to look like.
Yeah. Plus, I miss Maisie.
Yeah.
Maisie was the best. So cute.
Totally. So they, like, were yelling at the kids and they, like, put it online? Or they, like, started an online...
Yeah.
Like, that's stupid.
I don't know if I don't know if those people yelled at that Finn kid. We need a name for him because I'm never going to remember his name, and I'll have to think of a good nickname for him. And he, I don't know if they tweeted at him, like yelling at him or whatever, but people saw it and they were like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" Yelling at a 13-year-old. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. People are nuts.
Oh my god. I don't know why nuts is making me think of this, but have you seen the casting for The Lion King live action?
I have.
What do you think?
I'm pretty okay with it. I like Donald Glover. I think he's awesome. Beyonce as Nala is intense. I think James Earl Jones could only be, like, he's the only person that could possibly be Mufasa.
I'm so glad that he is.
Yeah. I'm obsessed with that. And I like that there are, like, 3 white guys who are, like, the goofy background characters.
They're, like, the most perfect goofy background characters, too.
I mean, Seth Rogen is going to be such a good Pumbaa.
Seth Rogen. And, oh my god, John Oliver?
Yeah.
I love
Zazu.
I love him.
So good. Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. It's super... weird. Like, I don't understand how that's going to work, but I'm into it.
I feel like if these guys, and Alfie Woodard, I love her so much. Oh my god. But I feel like if they signed up for it, it's got to be good. Like, if you screwed this up.
Yeah.
Who's directing? Do we know who's directing it?
I have absolutely no idea.
I hope they're getting an African-American director to direct it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. It looks good, though. I love The Lion King. I'm all in.
Yeah.
I was going to go see it live, but didn't work out, so.
Yeah, I never saw it live, but I have a feeling it would have been kind of amazing. And now it's like Cats. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what, you haven't seen Cats? Well, no one has now because it's 1,000 years old. But like, not seeing Lion Kings is almost like not seeing Cats at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen Cats.
Right, but back in the day, like the 80s or something.
Yeah.
That used to, there was that thing. It's better than Cats, and so everybody had seen it.
Fair enough. I've seen Phantom of the Opera.
I've seen Rent.
At Pantages in Toronto, like 6 times.
What? Did you really?
Yeah, because I used to go there every summer.
Oh, right.
For the hockeying.
Also, you said Toronto.
I know.
Yeah.
Toronto.
It's Toronto.
Oh.
Hey, did you know that Connor Sherry isn't Connor Sherry?
Yeah, it's Sherry. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It's the new pronunciation of Shear.
That's not how letters work, Connor Sherry.
Nope. I said on the other one, I'm like, Hooked on Phonics. Buy it. Totally. Yours, it's probably on sale. Probably get a family discount. Sounds like yours needs
also, who lets the whole world mispronounce their name? Like, millions of people are mispronouncing your name for years.
Right, but they're mispronouncing it because they know how to pronounce things.
I know, but I mean, who lets somebody do that? Like, come on. You can't, like, and if they are, just let them do it. Like, don't come out in the middle and be like, oh, P.S., you actually say it like this, the wrong way.
I know, and in the video, original one, he sounded so passive-aggressive about it. And it's like, dude, you have no right to be upset about this. The only people mispronouncing this name is you. Like, and your family. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's so dumb.
I know. At the same time I'm saying that, I'm defending Toronto.
Speaking of not being able to spell, have you read any good books?
Yeah. And you know what? It's, okay. I was reading this, and then, oh no, I forgot his name. Hamilton.
Yeah.
What's the guy?
No, I don't know.
Oh, no. Oh, God. Okay, hold on. I have to Google.
I know what you're talking about, but... hold on. Oh, it's like 3 names.
Hamilton. My brain's just not working because there's a time difference and stuff.
I know. No. I've done I did 12 hours of farm work in like a 36-hour period. And I'm exhausted.
Lin Manual Miranda.
Yes.
Okay. So I started reading this book. I've been reading it at least for like a couple weeks now. And then I hear that Lin Manual Miranda is actually bought the rights to it and is going to make it into, I don't know if it's like a TV show or a miniseries or something. And I have never been more excited about, I couldn't say that, but that's not true. I'm excited about things every I live in a constant state of excitement.
Yeah.
But it's basically called The King's Killer Chronicle. Write that down, Amanda. It's something you're going to want to avoid and not watch, I'm sure. Because it's got like wizards and stuff in it. Oh, you don't like that shit. But as a book, I just found it so good. Because it's not just fun, which it is, but it's also really insightful. And the characters are really interesting and developed. And I really, really, really like it. It's right now there's book 1 and book 2, and book 3 I think is coming out next year because he takes like 4 or 5 years in between each one of the books. But I cannot recommend it enough. It's The King Killer Chronicles. The first book is called Name of the Wind, and it's by Patrick Rothfuss. Rothfuss, all one word. Oh my God. I'm obsessed. And I can't wait till he does it because apparently he's doing music for the stuff too. So I'm like all over that.
That sounds horrible.
I'm like, this was made specifically for Amanda not to watch. Not only not to watch, but to make sure that while you're not watching it, you are inundated with it nonstop for like years. This is going to be the
unicorn will probably like it though. He likes wizards.
Right. If he wants to do a podcast about it, let him know because I am all in.
I mean, the unicorn is not exactly like a talker. So getting him to do a podcast, and I mean, he said he might do the World Cup one, so let's not push our luck.
Yeah. Ask him what he thinks about Msunderestimated at the pitch. Or on the pitch. I was like, I think the unicorn would like that.
I mean, I'm sure he would like hearing us talk about it. He just doesn't like, he doesn't like people and talking.
This is me talking about football. In football, I mean soccer, but like the real football. The dude from the Uruguayan team ate someone's ear. Hey, ew. That Cristiano winning Ronaldo, he stands up for bullies. I like him. That's it. That's it. I mean, when I was talking to I think it was Brenton from the It's a Hockey Night podcast, I was saying, sometimes I think we don't talk about hockey as much as we talk around hockey. Like, we talk about the stuff around hockey more than we talk about the stuff that's hockey. I feel like me talking about football would be the same thing.
I mean, that's the thing, though, right? You watch the games. You don't need us to talk about, like, every play.
Right.
We want to know what else is going on.
Well, but
plus it's for women. We watch things differently.
Yeah. Do you watch soccer though? Like, do you know teams and players and like what's happening?
No, I'll watch Leicester City occasionally, but that's it.
I can't. I don't even think I'd know. Would I need to know what an offside is even there? Like, I don't know.
I mean, kind of, but I mean, not really. You can enjoy it without knowing like the intricacies of the rules.
I feel like we could, for sure, if we were going to do one, we could, if we should have a Madame Butterfly scale of drama. Like, you know, that opera, Madame Butterfly. We could have, like, for whenever they do, like, a fake head injury or a fake knee injury or whatever, we could say that was a 5 on the Madame Butterfly scale of drama or something like I don't know. Like our queso scale or remember the Keanu's on a bench? Good times.
Yeah. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
That's kicking it old school. That's like old school Msunderestimated.
That's like episode 2, Msunderestimated.
100%. I think it actually was episode 2.
Was it really? Oh, Keanu. I still love you.
It was many minutes ago. All right, what else we got? Let's move it through here.
We got so like we said before, this is about like what we're eating, what we're watching, what we're listening to, what we're reading, and what we're listening to. I'm listening to stuff. What are you listening to? Wait, you didn't say what you were reading.
Oh yeah. So I recently read this book called We Are Okay. It's actually, I think it's like young adult fiction, but it's really freaking good. It's really like cleverly written. I appreciate things that are well written because sometimes I use my English degree. But yeah, it's Nina LaCour is the author. It's Lacour is last name. It's called We Are Okay, and it's about this girl who is an orphan, and she's like coming to grips with that. It's really freaking good. It's a lot of like there's a lot of like twists and turns, and I usually only like murdery mystery kind of books, and it's not really like that. It's kind of more of like a drama, but it's really good. I cried through so much of it.
And you said it's not like super long either.
No, it's really short. I read it in a day.
Okay, so here's the difference. My Chronicle thing, book 1, will take you like a month to read or something like that. It's super long. However, it also stars an orphan. Maybe they can do a crossover book with your orphan and my orphan.
No? Don't pull the wizards into this. Just let me have my joy.
Come on. All right, fine. But I'm going to read it. I may have possibly illegally downloaded it from the internet. And it's next on my reading list.
Excellent. What are you listening to? What are all the things you're listening to?
Well, am I like podcast-wise or music-wise?
Anything that's going in your ear holes.
All right. I am podcast-wise currently obsessed with the Katie Couric podcast because I'm a little bit like not over, but I'm kind of like I can't do politics right now. It feels like it's too much. Like I don't want to hear any more about the sex scandals. I know what's happening. I'm following on every person new who is apparently an asshole. Everyone's an asshole. I'm just waiting for it to be announced at this point. Waiting for confirmation. So I can't do that. And the politics stuff, like Orange Hitler is just on like a European or Asian tour, and I can't with him right now. So the Katie Couric one, the cool thing about her podcast is that she interviews different people from different areas every week. And so I like learning about people that I didn't know and about how it is that they got to where they are. So just in the last few episodes, she's interviewed Martha Stewart and Neil deGrasse Tyson and Sheryl Sandberg and Gretchen Carlson. That one was super interesting. So that's what, like podcast-wise, that's what I'm listening to. What are you listening to?
My 2 favorite podcasts currently are Trust Issues, which like takes all the crazy ass conspiracy theories and talks about them, and it's 2 women who do it, and it's just they're hilarious. First of all, it's so funny, and it's just interesting to hear what the hell people are thinking, and like I don't know, it's
like,
great.
Like what? Give me an example.
Let me think about. Of course, I just closed my podcast app. Thanks,
no,
Laura.
Sorry.
Because I didn't expect you to ask me this question. They had one about the like men's rights movement, which was really freaking funny. Let's see, the most recent one was Cancer by Proxy. It was about this woman who pretended to have cancer, and she like got $400,000 for herself, basically, which was awesome. They had one recently. The one before that was about, this is really gross, but this is what it was about. It was about coffee enemas, which apparently Gwyneth Paltrow's company.
Gwyneth Paltrow. Oh my God.
I fucking hate Gwyneth Paltrow. Like, we can talk about that later. I cannot handle Gwyneth Paltrow. She's like, honestly, most people don't call women a douche because that's like a word that's reserved for men, but she's such a douche.
She's such a douche.
So anyway, that was about coffee enemas, which her company like totally touted as like the best thing ever. And it was just like, yeah, no, they're really not. So it's like stuff like that. And then it's like, worrying about like, whether it's like someone is secretly in the CIA, like what's actually fake news. They're just hilarious.
That sounds amazing. Also, side note, I feel like that anybody who listens and follows Gwyneth Paltrow deserves a coffee enema. I feel like you've earned that coffee enema.
100%.
That is society laughing and projecting that onto you.
Yes, the worst. Also, second podcast I love is called Stuff Mom Never Told You. It's so good. Like recently they've done episodes about their problematic faves. One of them was Judge Judy, which was really funny.
What?
And then they actually just did one on Taylor Swift.
Wait! Ruin my world. Why did the woman that invented "Don't Pee on My Leg and Tell Me It's Raining"? Why is she problematic? Don't! You're gonna kill me.
Episode.
No! Oh no! Not you too. A2 Judge Judy.
Yeah, it's from October 4th episode of their show.
Oh no!
They talk about like women who are forced to give birth in prison. How like is journaling good for you? Suicide rates among women veterans. One of the really good episodes was something called the Fuck Off Fund, which is really funny. First of all, but it's about like how as women we are often put in places where our partners take over the money, or we are put in situations where we can't say fuck off when we need to. So if you're in a job where someone is sexist or harassing you, which apparently happens all the time as we're seeing in the news,
yeah.
It's about putting away enough money to where if that happens to you, you can tell that person to fuck off and leave that job and you're okay.
That's amazing.
So yeah, it was kind of a great episode that was like, here's what you need to do in your life so that you can stand up for yourself. Like, and you're not a financial hostage, basically, to a job that is damaging to you, or a relationship that's damaging to you. It's like you just always have enough money to be able to tell whoever it is that you need to tell to fuck off.
Yeah, so you don't have to like stay in something damaging for the wrong reasons, aka your relationship with hockey.
Totally.
That's right.
And like they had one on campus sexual assault and Title IX and how that's like making it harder for rape victims to come forward. They had one on like women motorcycle gangs. They're just really like interesting and like stuff that you would never know. Yeah. It's so cool.
Oh, that does sound amazing. Oh, great. Well, you know what? That sounds like something I could stand to listen to right now. It just seems like I've divided like podcasts into the ones where I can't really listen to that right now. And then the stuff that I can like kind of stomach listening to right now. It still has to be educational, but it can't depress me. Are you like, I've always been like the kind of person where I can't listen to depressing music because it depresses me if I listen to too much of it. Yeah. It's like I'll feed from that, and sometimes it turns into a snowball. If I'm depressed already, I need to listen to happy music or happier music. Otherwise, it's like, I don't know. Are you like that at all?
Yeah, I'm exactly that way. Like, and music, if I'm upset, like happy music will make me happy.
Yeah.
Totally. If you do like want some politics just so you know what's happening in the world, but you don't want to like slog through like an hour-long political debate or whatever, there's a podcast from the New York Times called The Daily that's like 15 minutes every day. Oh. It just gives you all like the headlines. And then there's one from NPR. I can't remember what that one's called. Hang on. I'll look it up. Of course, I just closed the podcast app again because I am the worst person ever. But yeah, and it's also like 15 minutes. It's called Up First from NPR. And they're both like 15 minutes. They're first thing in the morning. I listen to them while I'm getting ready for work. It's just quick and easy. nothing too in depth and life ruining.
That sounds really good. That does sound really good. But what I mean, like 15 minutes. How long does it take to say it's all bad?
Well, they give you stuff other than just the Trump madness.
Yeah. Well, there's other stuff going on.
I know, not much, but yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't feel like it. So, what are you listening to music-wise? Are you listening to any music?
Yeah. I have like a playlist that I've been listening to constantly. I actually really like Halsey at the moment. I like Bad at Love. I like Eyes Closed is another really good one. That's not super popular at the moment, but I love. I've been listening to Khalid, whose album is American Teen. He's got like 5 songs on there that I'm totally obsessed with and just listen to over and over. Location is like my jam currently. There's also an artist called Marshmello with no W at the end. And he has a song that's featuring Khalid that's called Silence. That's really good.
Oh, I need to look that up.
Yeah, it's amazing. Then it's like slow jam, awesome, calming, lovely background music.
I feel like I listen to either the music that I've been listening to since high school or like what my 4-year-old nephew. And there's only so many times you can listen to Despacito.
Totally. Well, I went camping with some 16-year-olds recently. And so they got me into Khalid.
Yeah, well, that's against the way that you would have to do it. But right now, I have to blame Ms. Anna Webb because Anna Webb liked a playlist on Spotify that's called the Autumn Playlist. I think I can post a link to it, and it's basically like if Pumpkin Spice Latte had a channel on Spotify, that's what it would be. Totally, it's like Bon Iver and like Hosier or I don't even know how you say his name, but it's like mellow and it feels like fall. It feels like a sweater, but like a sweater from like J. Crew. You know what I mean? Like that. Feels like that. But I totally feel like wearing a sweater from maybe not from J. Crew, but I totally feel like wearing a sweater right now and drinking something not pumpkin spice but warm.
And P.S. That's so Anna. That girl loves herself some Autumn.
Oh, totally. I have to link to it. And I was like, this is a good call. This is exactly what I need to listen to right now.
Aside from your musical J. Crew sweater, are you wearing or using anything else that we should talk about?
The only for me, you know what the biggest like fashion change for fall is? First of all, I have to buy socks. I have like 2 pairs, and
oh my god, I love socks.
One of them has penguins on it, though, not like the hockey team, like literal penguins. They're from.
I have a pair with corgis, and I also have a pair that avocados. You would love those.
No, didn't you have unicorn ones too, or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna have to put a. You know what? I might this year buy some Babcock socks. Bab socks. Socks. Yeah, I might buy some of those. Maybe. I don't know where I'd wear them because I don't own anything you could wear socks with or shoes. This year, I'm gonna have to buy shoes you can wear socks with. That's my goal. I feel like now that I'm in Toronto, that's kind of a necessity a little bit. But for me, other than that, the biggest change from spring to fall is the nail polish change. Where you go from like the pastel nudie stuff to like the burnt, dark, blood clotty colors of stuff. Right now, I'm like obsessed with Chinatown from NARS. That's like my color. What are you wearing?
Yeah, I actually went to a benefit Friday night and I had like pale pink polish. Mm-hmm. And then like the next day I put on like blood red everything. Yes. I recently got Sally Hansen Miracle Gel, which I was like a little skeptical about. But then I have it on and I did 7 hours of like hardcore manual labor farm work. And it still looks perfect. So,
that's amazing. That's amazing.
And I literally can't do anything without chipping my nails. Like I usually regular polish 1 hour, chip to hell. So 7 hours of farm work and I'm fine. That's like a miracle. It is Miracle Gel.
And then like the darker it is, the more it shows the second there's any kind of chip or anything on it. Yeah. So yeah, it's
it still looks amazing. Well done, Sally Hansen. I haven't tried to get it off yet, so we'll see how that goes.
You're going to have to walk me through how you remove the gel stuff. But I find that like I can't go gel only because I like to change the color so often. that that I don't want something that's like too permanent because I like changing the color every week.
Usually a gel manicure for me will last 2 weeks, which is unreal. And I love that. I don't like to paint my nails that often. It's annoying.
For me, it's a ritual.
But I have a manicure pedicure today with my son. I'm going to like a spa day with my sister later. And so I'm going to have my nails done. So we'll see how it goes with taking this off.
So what else are you spending your money at Sephora on?
Actually, I just went, and I didn't go to Sephora. I went to Ulta.
I don't think we have Ulta in Canada. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I think we don't.
Sephora's better, so don't feel like you're missing out.
Okay.
But Ulta does have like Lancome products, which I don't think Sephora does. Oh. Anyway, so I went, and I was trying to find some makeup stuff for this benefit that I just went to, because I didn't need it, but, you know, that's what we do. So I was looking for eye primer, but I ended up buying like face primer, and I have Smashbox face primer currently that I like, but I'm not like totally wedded to. But I found a different kind of Smashbox primer. I think it's called Photo Finish sorry, I have a stuffy nose. Photo Finish. And it's pore minimizing. It's the blue one.
Yeah.
Holy crap. It's unreal. I put it on my face and I was like, what? What is my face? It literally feels like if you like run your hand down a piece of silk, your face feels like that.
Oh.
It's the weirdest thing ever. It's incredible.
I now I have to buy it because I can't even. Well, first of all, I have to buy it because when somebody's voice sounds like that when they're talking about a product, you know you have to buy it.
I mean, the good news is you can buy a little like test thingy that's like 2 ounces or something. It's like a little tiny bottle.
Oh, maybe Sephora
I think it's still $12, but it's better than $50.
Maybe Sephora gives you testers of them or something.
Yeah, they probably, especially if you're like a member, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would give you like a little, and they probably have like, you know, at Sephora they have everything out so that you can try.
Yeah. Well,
so literally just like squish a little pea size and just rub it all over your face and just try it in the store. It's unbelievable. Like I literally like, I could not, I was like, how did this even happen? What is in this magical potion that makes me feel like this?
But that's how I feel about marshmallows. You know what I mean? That when I look at something and I'm like, what is this? And how is this happening? I'm a little like terrified. I'm like impressed yet terrified. So
that's what it's like. It's a face mellow. It's so good. It's got to be like some kind of magic. It's unbelievable.
You don't like magic, Amanda?
Because it's like, this kind of magic I'm totally fine with. It was like I didn't even have pores. It was so weird.
All right, I'm sold. I'm totally sold. Yeah, I have pores. I'm jealous.
I feel like it made my makeup look good. I mean, you know, it looked better than usual, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was unbelievable. It's awesome. If you're looking for a primer that makes you not have pores, it's a good one.
I don't know if Sephora supports podcasts, but I kind of feel like they should.
Oh my God. I could spend so much money. I literally, and the picture of Sephora is you spend like $400 and you come out with a bag that's like the size of a Coke can.
I know.
And you're like, what did I just do?
It's depressing. You know what's depressing is that my niece, who's 10, is obsessed with Sephora. She has her own Sephora card. And I don't even know what level member she is. It's ridiculous at this point. But she'll go in there and buy all of these products. She's knowledgeable about them. Every time she's like a 10-year-old crazy like makeup person that they all fall in love with and give her she goes out of there with more stuff because of all the free samples and things that they give her. It's obnoxious.
That's awesome.
But if you want stuff, I'm telling you, go with the 10-year-old.
Yeah, my nephew used to get stuff for free all the time. Cute kids, man. They just give stuff to cute kids. It's awesome.
Like puppies, right? It's like when you're someplace with a puppy.
Also, the worst thing about Sephora is you go for one thing. It's like Target, and you come out with 150 things.
Whoever created the little sample size stuff that's around the cashier is an evil genius.
Yes, that's where I found that primer.
Yeah.
I just picked it up when I was waiting in line.
Like, dude, I don't know who you are, but whoever you are, you deserve your weight in gold for the landmine of money that you must have made that company by recommending that. Good.
Unbelievable.
Good. Yeah. Now,
totally.
we don't have asks this week because it's our first week. However, I have something to ask you, Amanda.
Yeah.
And that is, of all of the people who were outed this week as being sexual harassers, which one surprised you the most?
I mean, I think just living in Baltimore, Kevin Spacey, he's always like, first of all, you never hear anything about him. He's so private, which now it turns out he's private because he's a freak, but whatever. So you never hear anything about him. He always seems super like classy and dignified and like kind. So, and like he films his show like in my neighborhood a lot. So I know a lot of people that have had encounters with him that were good. So I don't know. I guess since he's like the proximity to me, I guess that's why I found it so shocking.
Yeah, I was shocked about, I don't know that I was shocked about him because, I don't know, I always respect people who are super private. So I always liked that about him. And I felt like he was super talented too. But at the same time, I guess some people are that private, not because they actually respect their privacy, but because they have a lot of stuff to hide.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Right. And if I was famous, I would totally be, like, I wouldn't want anybody to know anything about me. So I found that totally relatable.
Yeah.
But yeah, it turned out he was like hiding whatever. First of all, he was hiding that he was gay, which is really unfortunate and sad.
In this day and age, it totally is.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, though? I do kind of feel like, people are allowed the luxury of just not saying because it's nobody's business but their own. I do still feel like if you don't want to talk about your sexuality, you shouldn't have to. It's nobody's business but your own, if you want to or whether you don't want to. So I do kind of respect that part, but again, to come out the way he did,
and he kind of made it seem like he was like ashamed of being gay, and like that's why he hadn't, or embarrassed. I don't know. Like it's one thing to be proud of who you are and just not give a shit what people think. So, like I don't like to share stuff about my personal life, whatever. I get that. But like to not share because you're embarrassed or ashamed, like that's a different thing.
Well, but then to come out and use it as an excuse for basically being a sexual harasser, molester of underage boys. I mean, for the love of God,
not great, Kevin Spacey.
No, it's just kind of like, now I know you're horrible, but do you have to be stupid too?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't get it. For me, the most surprising one was Louis C.K.
Yeah.
Because just because his comedy is all about not being a douchebaggy dick in a lot of cases. So to find out that he is a douchebaggy dick while he's literally saying that you shouldn't be one is just like, really? Oh.
Yeah, and it's almost like it's like when the Harvey Weinstein stuff came out and they were talking about how he would like give you that false sense of security by saying like, oh, you know, my family, whatever. And it's like, that's what Louis C.K. was doing. Like he was saying all this stuff so that you can let your guard down because you know he's not going to be like that because he's saying this.
Yeah. It is, as far as apologies go, his was one of the better ones that are there. So his publicist, I'm sure, did a really good job. I don't know if his publicist did it, though, because then they fired him. They basically stopped supporting him right after. So that's an interesting one. I don't know. But I did hear a really good quote about something. I'm trying to find it. Hold on, where is it? I don't know. It's basically somebody was saying online, and it was a really great response to it. They said it's not for us to accept somebody's apology. All we can do is witness it. The accepting the apology is up to the victims, not to us. And I just thought that was a really good distinction to make in this moment because we don't have the right to kind of accept his apology or not accept it. All we can do is bear witness to that he did it, but it's not for us to forgive him for it at all. So I thought that was a good point there.
Yeah. But, it's all crazy, to be honest. Like, I'm glad that, so much is coming out and, so many people are feeling safe to come forward. It's just crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy.
And, I mean, it's not that's the bitch of it, though. It feels so crazy, but, how many times, out in public have you been harassed or touched or Like, so many, right? So it shouldn't be that much of a shock. But it still is.
But I think it is, it's like when you say it out loud, people don't realize. I think that people haven't realized, men, I don't think realize that it happens as much as it does. But they also don't at all realize that it's a bad thing. That it's something they shouldn't do. I don't think they're realizing the part of it of how it is that it makes you feel. And like Ellen Page recently came out and called out Brett Ratner. Did you hear about that at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she basically said that he outed her in front of a group of people when she was like 16 years old, right? And not even really 100% sure herself what it is that was going on. And the way that he did it just made her, again, the way that it makes you feel like exposed and vulnerable and insecure and like all of those things that you're already feeling. You don't need somebody to put a spotlight in front of a group of people that you're about to work with and do that for you. It's like, how do we not know that this stuff is not appropriate? It's because we give them the power to say and do whatever it is that they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, like, it is so common for women. Like, I mean, every week, probably a woman has somebody either touch her that she doesn't want to touch her, or yell something at her or say something to her. Like, it's so common that I think we're super desensitized to, like, realizing that it's, I mean, we know that it's not okay, but it's like the kind of not okay that it's like, yeah, that sucks, but what can you do? But like having all these people come out is like, damn, it is way more common than we realize.
It is.
Or we want to admit.
It is. It's sad and it's depressing. So I feel like that maybe to end the podcast, we need to end it on a high. And maybe I should like play the music from the James Corden and those Stranger Kids, which is, I suspect, highly illegal. However, no one listens to this podcast yet. It's literally 1 day old. So I feel like if we're ever going to do it, we got to do it right now.
Yeah, let's break the copyright laws.
Let's do it. Let's do it. We can always delete this one later. You've already admitted to
downloading things illegally. Let's just rack up the felonies.
What if I'm not downloading it? What if I'm just playing it off YouTube? Does that count?
No, you said you had a book that you downloaded illegally.
Oh, right. I lied. I don't do those things. Who does that? What kind of an animal does those things? Not me. Not me. God. I'm Canadian. Drake, save me.
Ambassador Drake.
That's right. You're my
Ambassador
only
Graham. His last name's Graham, right?
Is it? I have no idea what his last name is.
Yeah, his name's Aubrey Graham.
Oh, I did not know that. I did
there
not
you
know
go.
that. There you go.
How do you not know that?
Drake,
I'm more Canadian. Yeah.
Because he's Drake. Or
I get the Guelph Examiner. That's how I know.
He's Drake or he's Wheels. Those are the only two names he goes by for me.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Wheelchair Johnny.
That's right. That's right. All right. So let's let them play us out into the oblivion. Goodbye, guys. Until next week. Oh, send us asks about, I don't know, stuff.
Stuff and things.
Yeah. Oh, we don't have anything to spell yet. Or I think we're just going to paste it on the same as Underestimated one for now. We'll separate them eventually. We just aren't there yet. And I was so excited to get Amanda back on a podcast that I didn't want any time to go by. So, yeah, blame Canada.
That's so nice.
That's right. So, yeah, let's let them sing us out.
Do it.
Bye, guys.
When I had you to myself, I didn't want you around. Those pretty things, they'd always make you stand out in a crowd. Then someone picked you from the bus, but the length was all it took. Now it's much too late for me to take a second look. Oh, baby, give me one more chance. Show me that I love you. Won't you please let me back in your heart? Oh, darling, I was blind to let you go. Let you go, baby. Now since I see you in this arms, I want you back.